it. There's always going to be complications. So first off, I thought I was actually recording like a time lapse. Yep, no, I suck at it. Welcome back to Skid Racing Garage. So today we are going to tear in to the 6.2 liter LS motor that's going to be going into that S14. We're going to start getting some of this stuff taken off, the stuff that's going to be replaced, you know, like coil packs, intake. I'm going to put in the steam ports. I'd like to get these heads pulled off, take a look at the cylinders and see what we got going on in there. But hopefully we'll get the top half of this pretty much torn down and start getting back to reassembly based upon what the inside of the motor looks like. So here we go. Well, of course, you know, as things will have it, there's always going to be complications. So first off, I thought I was actually recording like a time lapse. Yep, no, I suck at this media stuff. So anyways, as you see, I've gotten the motor down quite a bit, pretty quickly. I mean, I think I've only been out here for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, but I was pulling off the bolts, getting ready to pull off heads. And of course, what would be my surprise? Right there, can you see it? That bolt right there snapped off. I think it was already broken before because all it had and it was just a little piece. And unfortunately, it's gonna take some drilling and hopefully I can get that thing out with the removal tool. So wish me luck.
"2,000 years later."
Well, y'all, I'm throwing in the towel for right now when it comes to this bolt. I have broken off 2 drill bits and a tap, or not a tap, I'm sorry, one of these damn things. Easy outs. For whatever reason, that thing will not come out and it's pissing me off. So I've been working on it for about an hour and a half now. So I might just pull the head off and take it to a machine shop and let them figure it out because I'm done fooling with it. Simple project, simple thing, should have, you know, been an easy problem. All right. On to the next thing. Let's pull some heads off.
The next day.
This is day 2 of the motor teardown. Everything pulled out. I just went and got the tool to get the crank pulley off. I'm not sure if I updated it or not in the video. I did finally get that bolt out of that thing. That thing definitely kicked my tail. It took me a few hours to get that thing out. But finally I did win. With minor carnage, I think we'll be good. I don't think I need to send that off to the machine shop. But let's go ahead and get this crank pulley pulled off of here and get this cam out of here, huh? Unfortunately, I went down and rented the tool and I rented the wrong one. So now that we got the right tool, we're gonna go ahead and get this crank pulley, you know, pulled off of here. That way we can get to all this stuff that we have to switch out for this LS swap.
364 days later.
Well, y'all, it only took me an hour and a half to do a 5-minute job, but you know, it's the story of my life when it comes to working on stuff. But you know, I said we were taking off the timing chain cover, right? Or the timing cover so we get the camshaft out. Well, this is the first step. Should have been a 5-minute thing, right? The right tool, right? No. Yeah, this sucker was so stuck on there that I had to hit it with the torch, PB blaster. About messed up the tool. I thought I did, actually. The big impact gun is not the small one. This is a 1,500 foot-pound breakaway, you know, gun. Finally got it off. But now we got this off, we can continue on with the rest, right? Yeah, let's get this timing cover off. Alright, so this is the part where things kind of change when it comes to the swap that I'm doing. So the LS3 motor, you don't have to swap out this stuff right here. As you can see, this right here is the VVTi stuff. Now, technically, you don't have to delete this stuff. It just makes tuning a lot more difficult. The standalone that I'm running does not run VVTi. I could have tried to make a custom harness, set it up directly with the VVTi, and just kept it all stock. But everybody talks about getting rid of VVTi. It just simplifies your process. So this is why I'm deleting this kind of stuff. So now we're going to go ahead and get all this stuff changed out. Change out our oil pump while we're here. I got to go ahead and take the pan off. Some of the pieces for the pump go down into the pan. And we'll change this timing gear as well as the camshaft. Well, after some fighting and I'm sure a few cuss words, finally got the camshaft out. Cam looks pretty good. I don't really see any kind of damage on the cam, so that's promising. It was not easy to get out, I'll tell you what though. It fought me every step of the way. So these bolts, you know, of course wanted to get stuck. They're the Torx Pit bolts. And, you know, Torx Pit just sucks. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but either way, we've got a new gasket for that. We're going to get that cleaned up, get the new camshaft in, start getting this thing slapped together. Let's hope it goes together easier than it's come apart, because it's not being nice to me. It's kicking my tail. Of course, that's the story of my life when it comes to working on cars, right? This is the fun part, you know. It's always better to put stuff on than it is to take stuff off, right? So, first things first, we've got that camshaft. So we're going to go ahead and slap that in. We've got this nice, lovely Stage 2 cam from Brian Tooley. Changes to a 3-bolt cam as part of the whole deleting the DVTI. Got some nice ultra slick assembly lube here. Slather some lube everywhere, right? There she is, BTR Stage 2 V2. Put this stuff very liberally across everything here. Nice and gooey, get that shit in there. And be very careful. My goo hand, like that the hand that touches the cam. Try to keep pressing this down, huh? Where did I put my big screwdriver I was using to help kind of stabilize this thing, huh? Ah! It is MIA! I lost it! Ah! How does stuff get up and grow legs? I don't understand. There it is. There she is. She is in. Not gonna lie, I'm not really happy that those are Torx Pits, but there are what it is, right? This is your cam retainer plate, for those that don't know. This helps to keep the cam in place, so it doesn't slide out. So this is torqued to about 10 foot-pounds. Oh, that one does not go down to 10. Let's see how far this one goes down to. 10 foot-pounds. Honestly, I don't trust that thing. I don't think it's working. That was way more than 10 foot-pounds. I'm not going any further with that. All right, now we have the new cam here. I've already set this thing to top dead center, so we're good on that. And it comes with the ARP bolts on my timing mark. I believe that's the timing mark right there. There's no instructions, but line up our timing marks. Go ahead and line up our chain. This is on there. Just try to put these on here just to kind of hold it in place until I get the timing chain tensioner in there. It comes with that too. Timing chain dampener drops right into place. Alright, now that I got everything put in place, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of Loctite on this thing. The last thing I want to happen is this stuff to come out. I believe that one is empty, boys and girls. But we'll use the last little bit of it, pretty much. Alright, so now that's all kind of on, I'm going to flip this thing over. We're going to take a look at the, pull the window tray off, as well as take a look at the setup for the oil pan. And I'm not going to lie, looking at this motor, I kind of wonder at some point if it got a little warm. Let me go ahead and rotate this around with it upside down so I can take a look at everything. So I just got done installing this ISR oil pan. As you can see, nice, pretty, and shiny. A little bit wipe it off again. Say, I've actually got 2 complaints about this thing. My first complaint, and I mean, I know this is really trivial, but I'm the type of person that I like things to match. I've kind of been that way. I guess that's a little bit my OCD. My first complaint, and I understand why they did it, okay? It's not really a huge big deal. Like I said, it's just one of those things that, you know, kind of drives me crazy. But my first complaint is that there are 2. So actually, I've got 3 complaints. Let's start with 3 complaints. My first complaint is that they used Allen head bolts. I'm not a fan of Allen head bolts. I don't think that they're ever a good choice. I don't like them so much that I seriously contemplated reusing my old bolts, and I still might, honestly. My old bolts, there were nothing really wrong with them. These do look kind of pretty, but other than that, I'm not a fan of them. Second complaint I've got is I have a thing about when I'm working on one part, I want all of my bolts to match, right? So the 2 bolts that are on this back cover for the rear main seal, they're a smaller bolt than the rest of them. On the factory bolts, they were the same size head. So even though it was a smaller bolt, let's see if I got one right here now. As you can see, both heads, let's see if we can get it to focus here, are 10 millimeter heads. All right, so the nice thing about that is you only have to get out one tool when you're working on something, right? Well, these ones, not only like I said, are the Allen head, but they've got 2 smaller Allen head bolts, so you have to actually pull out 2 Allen head bolts or wrenches in order to be able to put on this pan. My third complaint, and I don't know where they thought this was a good idea, and this is just, again, one more reason why using the Allen head bolts I think is a crazy idea. And I actually changed it out because I'm not going to cut up an Allen wrench just to make this fit. But let me show you something. So, like I talked about before, so here's the first, complaint, right? See those Allen head bolts are small or bigger than those ones. So, complaint, right? Here's the other thing. They put, originally, an Allen head bolt right there where you can't get an Allen head wrench at. So I went ahead and I reused one of my old bolts for that. My old bolts, there's nothing wrong with them. But, the thing is, I can get to that from the side pretty easily. But trying to get an Allen head or an Allen wrench onto that's just not going to work. And both sides have these, dipstick openings to them. They give you the piece to plug them, so if whichever side you don't use. But I just grabbed a ratcheting wrench, and that was super easy. And I even thought about switching out this one, because this is another one. You see how that's lined up? This would have been so much easier with just regular hex bolts. So I'm not really 100% certain what they were thinking with that. ISR, if you're listening to this, there is a tip for you for the average person that's working on this stuff. Doing it that way, all you're doing is just overcomplicating the process. So other than that, it looks like a pretty nice pan. It seems like it went on pretty easily. I didn't really have a whole lot of problems with it. As you can see, I've kind of got the motor, it's coming together. Got the front cover on, got the new pulley on. That pulley gave me a fit, that's for dang sure. I still have to get a new cam position sensor. That's that one. I forgot to order it, and that one will not come out. So unfortunately, that's a new part I got to order. I've already got it on the way, ordered it. Thanks to another buddy of mine that told me the part number. And so now we move on to doing the heads, changing out the springs and all that kind of stuff, and getting the trunnion upgrade done. Then we can slap on the heads with the new head gaskets. And then after that, outside of changing this rear main seal, which I've got another one sitting right here, this motor will basically be ready to go in the car. We just have to get their car ready for the motor. All right, well, let's get to it.